Alright guys, I'm coming at you guys with a second video today. There was breaking news earlier. I wasn't at the house to report on it, but better late than never, right? Let's get right into it here. Shouldn't take too long, to be honest with you. So, Oversight Democrats of the Oversight House Committee released three emails from the first one. I'm not sure uh who it was from and then who to. It was to Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know who or this is Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm sorry. I knew that. I just forgot. The first one here is from Ghislaine Maxwell to uh Jeffrey Epstein, and then the rest is Epstein and Michael Wolff, his like biographer guy. We've gone over him multiple times. Like in the past, we went over when he was exposing when Trump and Melania first had sex. It was on the Lolita Express, Jeffrey Epstein's plane, and whatnot, and more. But just to get into the three emails today, it says this here. I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked yet is Trump. Uh, it, it redacts the victim's name right here, but the victim's name would be here. Victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Police chief, etc. I'm 75% there. Okay, so I mean, right here she's implying that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. So she's saying that he wasn't mentioned anywhere. But victim spent hours with him at my house. I mean, dude, this is like this is an insane drop, to be honest with you. Uh, I mean, this victim, right, spent hours at the house with Donald Trump, with Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, this comes from April 2nd, 2011. I mean, this is probably the time that they're starting to prosecute Epstein, and they're probably talking about the case that they're in, and they're wondering why Trump hasn't been mentioned at all. And then I mean, that this is what I'm getting out of this email. So that's the first one. Get into the second one. Again, it redacts the victim's name. Mar-a-Lago redacts something else. Trump said he asked me to resign. Never remember ever. Of course, he knew about the girls. He asked Ghislaine to stop. This was Epstein to Wolf. This was in 2019. I don't know what the state of Epstein was here. I believe this is probably around the time he killed himself in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. But uh, yeah, he sent that to his like biographer guy, Michael Wolff. Uh, so he said Trump said he asked me to resign. So he's implying that he never did. He said he was never a member ever. I guess to even tell him to resign is not even possible. And then, of course, he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop. So I'm guessing that is towards uh, when Ghislaine Maxwell was recruiting people from uh, from Mar-a-Lago, and that was reported as well. That was like more in the summer. This is just me remembering things from the summer, but uh, that has to be what it was from, because that right there is implying that Trump knew that Ghislaine Maxwell was recruiting girls for their sex trafficking ring at Mar-a-Lago, his estate. So that is a very damning uh, statement right there. And uh, I wouldn't call. I don't know if you would want to call it a smoking gun, because all this is kind of vague, to be honest with you. But this does not look good for the president. I will tell you that. I mean, there's been a million things that hasn't looked good for the president, but people on the right, the GOP, have just brushed it off. And still to this day, you got a lot of them, trying to vote no against releasing the entire Epstein files. But more on that in a second. But just on this also looks bad. This looks terrible. I mean, this is implying that Trump knew that they were recruiting sex traffickers at his estate, literally. Uh, Full stop. That's what this is implying that he was doing. But next one. Okay. This is Michael Wolf to Epstein. Uh, let's see what he says. I think you should let him hang himself. I think you should let him hang himself if he and this is 2015 before he got elected. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the house, then that gives you a valuable PR and political currency. You can hang him in a way that potentially generates a positive benefit for you. Or if it really looks like he could win, you could save him. You can save him generating a debt. Of course, it is possible that when asked, he'll say Jeffrey is a great guy and has gotten a raw deal and is a victim of political correctness, which is to be outlawed in the Trump regime. Let's see what this says as well. I hear CNN. I hear CNN planning to ask Trump tonight about his relationship with you, either on air or in a scrum afterwards. If we were, yeah, if we were able to craft an answer for him, what do you think it should be? So he was, they were planning on crafting him an answer. That's funny, but uh, yeah, and this one right here is just uh saying, I think you should hang himself if he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the house. At first I guess they were thinking that he did deny that he's been on the plane or to the house, and basically trying to use this to blackmail him. If he were to try to lie his way out of it. And this is again at the beginning of his campaign, probably around in terms of the Republican primary. This is him trying to distance himself from the child molester Epstein, and they're right. They're saying right here that they have a lot of dirt on him, right? And really, what it comes down to is Trump is just been around this stuff too much not to know anything about Epstein, and not to know. Let me switch to full screen, but not to know uh, what the inner workings of that sex trafficking ring were, or even being involved with it. So that's why that gives a vague couple answers to the overall problem at hand, which is this Epstein and is Trump related. And that's why we want the whole thing released. That's why we need the whole thing released. And uh, Adelita Grijalva, the uh, representative that's been waiting 2 months to get sworn in by Mike Johnson, also got sworn in today because the government has been shut down, and he was claiming he couldn't swear her in during the shutdown, even though I believe he could have. So yeah, that's happening. She would be the final vote to release the Epstein files. Uh, I guess I can show you guys that here. Hold on. Let's go ahead and watch this as well.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter, so help you God? Congratulations, you're now a member of the 119th Congress. Do you solemnly
Okay, and then she got sworn in there. That was the thing that we needed to get the 218th vote in the House to get that those Epstein files released from the House Oversight Committee. So that was huge. Hopefully, I believe she signed the discharge petition today. So I don't know how long that'll take to release, but that should get released soon. And another thing, there's been reporting that Trump called some House Republicans to say don't release it. So more stories like that is going to be coming soon. I mean, those are pretty bombshell stories, if we're being honest. He's just, just to sum it up, like he's just been way too close to Maxwell Epstein, and so many stories. His picture's been in Epstein's estate, or he's been in the room with his victim, as it was labeled, for hours at Maxwell or Epstein's house. So like, how close can you get and not have any dirt on your hands? I mean, let's be real. They could have a they could be doing a good job covering it up. But let's be clear, like if you're that close to anything, put it in the perspective of any other crime in America. Imagine like there was this drug dealer and like you were like friends with the drug dealer and he like killed somebody. I mean, the feds would be at your door ASAP. Like, they would be investigating you thoroughly, okay? But here you have 200, literally 200 people voting not to release the files. I mean, that's absolutely insane. And if it were to be any other normal person, of course, they would all say that we need to figure out who, we're all involved into in a not a section, a sex trafficking ring. They would say who is involved in that, and they would obviously all be in favor of uncovering who is in the sex trafficking ring and whatnot, and who was looking over it. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, guys. I mean, we'll probably get more stories like this. That's just the beginning, in my opinion. I'm sure plenty of stories like that will come out here soon. But uh, if you guys like the channel and the story that I did today, please go over to my Substack. I just released a whole thing going over the $2,000 rebate checks that Trump tried to announce on his True Social. Uh, Again, not even plausible, not even possible. Uh, I mean, it's possible, but it's very, very unlikely to happen. So go over there and check that out if you want to read up on that. And if you enjoyed the channel today, please like, comment, and subscribe. That helps my channel out tremendously and helps me, keep these news uh, stories coming to your guys' way. And yeah, it would help overall for the channel. So I appreciate all of you and see you in the next one.